Oh my! Why is the city not doing anything about the house next door? It clearly needs to be torn down.
I'm glad you asked. The city is diligently demolishing unsafe structures throughout Danville. In 2021, we demolished 108 structures, but this is no easy task. As soon as the city receives a complaint or notices an unsafe structure, a city inspector visits the property to determine if the structure is uninhabitable or deemed unsafe. If the building is determined to be a danger, the city issues a letter to the property owner advising them of a city ordinance violation, giving the owner a total of 60 days to obtain the necessary permits and restore or demolish it. After 60 days, an inspector visits the property again, and if the structure is still in a dangerous condition, the city serves a formal citation to the owner of the property, which includes a city court date. If the owner shows up to court, he or she can choose to have a trial or sign a plea agreement. With a plea agreement, the owner takes responsibility for the problem, accepts the fines and court fees, and is granted an additional amount of time to restore or demolish the structure. If the owner does not enter into a plea agreement, a trial will be scheduled. There are a multitude of ways this could go, but the long and short of it is, the legal process can take months, if not years, to navigate and achieve compliance. Often even with a plea agreement or completed trial, the owner will still avoid the responsibility of repairing or demolishing the home. In most cases, this eventually leads to the city being granted legal authority to demolish the structure, collecting the cost from the owner afterwards. If the owner fails to reimburse the city for the expense, the city will file a lien on the property. If the owner still does not pay the costs, the city has the right to foreclose on the lien and take ownership of the property. Finally, regardless of how the city obtains the right to demolish the house, it may take years before the work is actually completed. Currently, the city has a backlogged list of over 900 structures in need of demolition. With each passing year, more structures are added to the list of problem properties. Currently, the city has resources to demolish around 100 structures annually. Due to the loss of manufacturing jobs and a shrinking population, we have thousands less people taking care of a city that was built to accommodate many more. According to a recent study, the city of Danville has nearly 2,500 too many residential structures for our population size. The 108 structures that we demolished last year cost the city more than $2.5 million in expenses, including staff time, equipment, landfill dumping fees, hazardous materials removal, and legal costs. This accounted for around 4% of our city budget. So why is the house next door still a neighborhood eyesore? The answer is not so simple. The entire process can take years because property owners have legal rights and steps are in place to protect those rights. Factors that determine how quickly the city moves to demolish include the relative danger the house presents compared to the dangers other houses in the city present, whether there are hazardous materials that must first be removed before a demolition can take place, the availability of city staff, equipment, and financial resources to do the work, and whether the property with the dilapidated structure removed will improve the overall nature of the neighborhood as well as providing possibilities for economic development. The process is similar for other code violations such as tall grass, junk on the porch, or in front of a yard. The bottom line is, the city is doing everything we can to demolish unsafe buildings and eyesores, but the task ahead is great. Our team of inspectors, attorneys, police officers, contractors, and laborers is working hard to solve this problem. We thank every citizen who maintains their properties and continues to take pride in Danville.